Last October, Robinhood announced their cash management account, and after 4 months, I finally received my card in the mail. So in this video, I'm going to talk about what the cash management account is, how you can get access to it, and last but not least, open up my newly received Robinhood card. But before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button. So in October 2019, Robinhood announced a new feature called the cash management account. This was in the midst of the zero-fee trading war, as Charles Schwab had recently announced that they would be eliminating trading fees, which Robinhood already had zero-fee trading, so this was kind of a jab at Robinhood in an attempt to take away some of their customer base. Of course, Robinhood didn't take it lying down, and they soon after announced their cash management account. Robinhood tried to do something similar in the past when they tried to release what they called a checking and savings account, and they quickly went under fire for potentially misleading investors. So they immediately backtracked, canceled the whole thing, and went on their merry way. Now they came back with their cleverly named cash management account, which isn't really a checking or a savings account, it's a, well, cash management account. And while in some ways this is a rebranding of their failed attempt that they tried to do before, I still think that this has a place and can help a lot of people more easily manage their finances. So in short, the cash management account allows you to draw high yield interest on your uninvested money. You kind of get the benefits of a checking account with the debit card and the ability to make purchases and withdrawals whenever you want to. You can use that card wherever MasterCard is accepted. There are no account minimums, no transfer fees, and no foreign transaction fees. Plus, you can use that card at over 75,000 ATMs for free. One thing to keep in mind is the spending and withdrawal limits. There's a $5,000 spending limit per day or $15,000 per month, and there's a $510 withdrawal limit per day or $5,000 per month. And while these limits aren't terrible, they're not great either. And from what I can tell, there's not going to be a way for users to get this limit increased. It's going to be fixed across all users. There's also a list of countries where you can't use this card, which is published on the Robinhood website. You also get the benefits of a savings account with the high yield interest rate, which was 2.05% when they first announced this feature, but it's currently 1.8%, and it is a variable rate that's going to more or less track a high yield savings account. And last but not least, you'll get the benefits of a brokerage account with the ability to invest that cash whenever you want to, just like you've always been able to do with Robinhood. Your money is also FDIC insured for up to $250,000 per bank or $1.25 million. And that's because Robinhood will sweep your money to one of its partner banks that are then covered by FDIC insurance. And with all these things, it basically combines these three accounts in one place for you to easily manage your cash, hence the name Cash Management Account. Now, with all that being said, this account is not perfect and it does have some drawbacks. For one, there are no Robinhood locations that you can walk into and get in-person customer service. And for that matter, people already complain about the lack of customer support on Robinhood, so this is only going to make it worse. And while this might not be a big deal to most people, it is something to keep in mind. Another drawback is the lack of reputation and experience that Robinhood has in banking. And while this technically isn't a bank account, it is something that a lot of people will probably treat like a bank account. And with Robinhood sweeping your money to a partner bank at the end of the day, it kind of is a bank account. Speaking of sweeping money, Robinhood can sweep your cash to any of the currently 6 banks in its partner network. And while they do allow you to opt out of it, it is an opt-out. So by default, you're going to be opted in to all 6 of those banks, which means that you need to be aware of what those banks are in case you want to opt out and not use one of them. And to opt out of those banks, Robinhood tells you to contact customer support, which could be annoying since Robinhood isn't exactly known for their outstanding customer service. It would be nice if there was a way to just go on the app and edit this directly without having to go through customer support. And at the end of the day, Robinhood still reserves the right to change their network of partner banks at any time. So for the typical user who has some uninvested balance in their account, I think this is an easy way for you to get something from nothing, because without the cash management account, you'd be getting $0. But with the cash management account, at least you get a high yield interest on that uninvested cash. Who I don't think the cash management account will really help are people who have almost zero uninvested funds in their accounts, like maybe day traders or people who buy long term and just never really move their investments around. But either way, it really can't hurt, in my opinion, to open this account anyway. Now keep in mind, I don't think that most people have a ton of uninvested funds sitting on their Robinhood account. At most, it's probably a few $1,000s, which at 1.8% interest, which is the current interest rate, is $18 per $1,000 that you have in there. But that's still better than the $0 you would get if you didn't use this account. So with all that being said, it's ultimately up to you to decide if the cash management account is something that you want to participate in. For me, it's something that still has a place, but not as a replacement for my normal checking and savings accounts. I'm not going to go cancel my checking and savings and move all that cash into Robinhood just because they have a somewhat competitive alternative to traditional banking. But what I will do is put my money into Robinhood that I intend to invest and not worry about it not drawing interest when it could be drawing interest in my savings account had I not moved it into Robinhood. And what I mean by that is if I sell some stocks on Robinhood and have a few $1,000s sitting around in my account, I'm not going to feel like I need to move that money into my savings account to draw interest because it's not going to draw interest on Robinhood. Likewise, if I move money into my Robinhood account with the intention of buying stocks, but it takes me a little while to actually purchase stocks, I'm not going to feel pressure to immediately spend those funds. So if you decide that you want to get a cash management account, the way that you do this is by joining the waitlist. And to join the waitlist, just open the app, go to your messages, and you should have a message from back when they announced this feature in October. You can just click a button and then you'll join the waitlist. Once you join the waitlist, you can open the second tab in the app, which is the cash management tab, and you'll see a big icon of a card which shows you your place in line. You can tap that card up to 1,000 times per day, and each tap will move you up the waitlist one spot. I had to have joined whenever, probably within the first hour of them announcing this feature, and by the time I got on the waitlist, I was already 100,000th in line. By the time I finally got to the top of the waitlist and got my account opened, there were over 1 million people in line still waiting to get their accounts opened. And by the time you get to the top, you still have to wait for them to accept their next batch of users. From what I remember, it was about 2,000 users per day that they accepted, and it was only on weekdays. So once you finally get accepted, on the cash management tab, you'll get a message saying that you are off the wait list, and then you can go through a couple of dialogues telling you some basic information about the account, like the interest rate and that kind of thing. And after that, you will need to enter your mailing address, which is what they'll use to send your debit card to. Go through a couple of agreements there, and then you need to upload a photo of your passport or driver's license, which doesn't take very long for them to approve, so you'll get another message and it'll just say ID under review. And it probably took them 30 minutes or an hour to go ahead and approve that for me. And then after that, once you get approved, your cash management account is actually open, so you can view it and use it through the app on the second tab there. The only thing you have to do is wait for your card to come in the mail. So now we're all caught up to where I am, which is that I just received my card in the mail the other day. It took about 9 days to get here. So let's take a look at what the card comes in, what it looks like, and how we can finish setting it up. So the card just comes in a standard padded first class envelope. And once you open it up, there's this cool little box that it comes in with the Robinhood logo on the front. And there's a little tab on the side here that has an arrow on it. And if you pull that, something cool happens and it pops out the side. That's pretty cool. So the card just comes out on the right hand side here, and you can see I did choose the green one. I actually initially chose the black card, but I decided to go with green because I thought it would look a little different in my wallet, be a little easier to spot. And also it's the Robinhood green, so might as well go with their logo color. Also on the left-hand side here, it says democratizing America's financial system. So now we have the card here, and we can go ahead and pull the card out. On the card itself, we have, it just says debit on the top left. We have the chip on the top right, and then MasterCard logo on the bottom left, and of course the Robinhood logo on the bottom right. And then on the back of the card, there's the card number and my name. And when you remove the card on here, underneath of it, it says activate the card in the app. And so I've seen this before when I was browsing around in the app, that once you get your card, you can go ahead and activate it. So we're gonna go ahead and open up the app and take a look at how we can finish activating this card so that we can go ahead and use it. So we're gonna go ahead and open up the app here, sign into Robinhood. And then if you go to the second tab, like I mentioned, that's the cash management tab where you can view your account. From there, I believe you scroll down a little bit, and we can go ahead and say, have you received your card? And we have received our card. So we'll say yes, activate your debit card to start using it in network ATMs and anywhere MasterCard is accepted around the world. Continue. Confirm the debit card by entering your expiration date, which, like I mentioned, is on the back of the card. Protect your debit card with location protection, so they'll decline transactions that happen far away from your phone's location. That's actually pretty cool. So if you're here and your card gets stolen, they actually will decline transactions. I just recorded a clip of myself opening up the account, only to realize that my phone storage was full and the clip didn't save. But anyway, it wasn't that big of a deal. I'll just show you the tab real quick where I open up the account. So just sign into Robinhood here, And then you go to the second tab, like I mentioned, and you see all this anyway after you open up your account. So all this is already here. You just scroll down a little bit, and then you'll see a button that asks if you've received your card yet. Click it, say yes, and then basically you activated your card. And so then after that, you can go ahead and use your card. You can view the APY, how much money you have in your account, and all that kind of stuff here on the second tab, like I mentioned. And by the way, today was a pretty rough day, down 1.75%, about $400 on my account. But that's all right, because we had quite the winning streak. So that's it, guys. I'm excited to start using my new cash management account. To be honest, I don't know that I'll use the card that much to make withdrawals or purchases, because I would rather use a credit card and get the reward points on it, but I'll definitely use the account itself to draw interest on my uninvested cash. I'll also leave a link in the description below in case you want to know more about the cash management account, and that'll take you straight to the Robinhood website so you can read more about it. Let me know what you think about the cash management account in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Smash that like button. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.